What if there was a really simple way to protect your computer from viruses and malicious software? By the end of this video, you'll have 7 ways to protect your email, your computer, and your personal data from hackers and scammers. Hi, I'm Jim Costa, and welcome to another edition of my blog. I'm super stoked this week because today's vlog comes from a viewer, a senior citizen who was asking me about her email. She was upset because she recently opened an email and it had a virus attached. It caused several $100s in damage to her computer to fix. The tips I'm going to share with you in this video will help you avoid that from happening. In a previous video, I taught you how to set up an email account. I'll share a link to that in the info card up above in the top corner of this video over my head. This video is going to take the information from that video one step further. Tip number 1. If you're like most people, your email is probably the centralized hub of all your personal activity. All of your Facebook notifications, website registrations, newsletters, messages, etc. get sent to one email box, right? I mean, that seems pretty simple. But that means you're putting all of your eggs in one basket. If that basket happens to fail, you'll lose all your eggs with it. In other words, if you bring all the activity into a single email account, what happens when someone breaks into that account? They would gain access to everything else, all of your social media and your website registrations and other personal data that you have. This is why you should use multiple email accounts. Imagine if you can consolidate all of your work emails into one account. All of your friends and family communicate to you through a different personal account. And you have a recreational account for various websites that you sign up for information, maybe a throwaway account for potential spam links. This way, if someone hacks one of your accounts, all of the other personal information from your other email accounts are safe. Tip number 2 is to create a unique password for every account that you have. Going along with the theme of multiple email accounts, you should also have an entirely unique password for each and every one of your email accounts, even if you decide to keep one master email. That's the most important one. Make sure that its password is 100% unique and completely different from the other passwords for all your other accounts. Using the same password for everything that you have, whether it be emails or social media and everything, is a rookie mistake. Think about it. If someone hacked that email account that you want to have, they will see all your personal information and they'll also have access to everything else, like your Facebook account or your Twitter or whatever social media you have, things that you maybe sign up for like eBay or Amazon. Any beginning hacker is going to test the password that they've hacked from your email account on other things to see if they can get into it. And in your case, if everything is the same, then the hackers have access to all those other accounts as well. Tip number 3 is to beware of phishing scams. No, not that kind of phishing. When someone sends you an email asking for your personal information, you're going to know right away that this is a trick. Malicious users will imitate and impersonate high-profile websites like eBay and Amazon and Facebook and PayPal and many others that are used regularly, and say that they're experiencing trouble with your account, and all you have to do to fix it is to send them your username and password to verify your authenticity. Sometimes they'll even link you to a false website that looks pretty close or exactly like the real thing. Whenever your personal information is brought up in a non-face-to-face capacity, your scam detector should go off. Never, ever, ever give away your personal information. Here's some real-world examples from my own email account. This is the junk email folder from my email account. And this email right here that says Apple ID, that is an excellent example of a phishing scam email. It says mail sent by Apple, payment is successfully completed. Now, if you look at the email, it says Apple ID, and I do have an Apple ID and iTunes account. But look at this. This is not admin. I don't know even what that says. But take a look at this. This email here is saying that nice order. We are reviewing your recent order to be ready to ship to you. The payment has been received and you can check the order details. If you have an issue with the payment or you want a refund, please go to refund order. Once we have your confirmation, we will reject the order. Well, this is definitely not anything I ordered. This is a scam. If you look carefully, even down here, it says it's from Sudden Link Communications in Kentucky, which is definitely not Apple. Apple is in California. Also, I didn't order anything, and so they want me to click on this, which will likely give me a virus or something else or some other sort of malicious software. So absolutely, definitely do not click on this. So you have to be really careful because in the list it looks like it comes from Apple, and that seems to make sense, but it's really not. If this is making sense, put Tech Savvy Senior in the comments below. Tip number 4 is never ever click links that are in emails. When you assign a link in an email, 99% of the time you should never click it. The only time, or the only exceptions, are when you're expecting a particular email, such as from a registration link for something you signed up, or a game account, or someone tells you that they're going to send you an email. Things like that. If you receive spam email that tries to sell you a particular service or product, never ever click on any of the links inside. You never know where they'll lead to. Sometimes they might be safe, but most times they are going to swarm you with malware and viruses. Or, if you click the link, it confirms your email account, which means the spammers have it, and then they sell it. And so you're going to get tons of spam in your inbox. If you do get an email from your bank or any other service, like bill payments and things like that, always visit the website manually. Don't copy and paste any of the links in an email. Never direct click any link. You'll thank yourself later. Here's some spam emails that I recently received. I'm back in my junk email folder like I was before. And here's an interesting email. It says it's from FB Messenger, which is Facebook Messenger. And I have one new message. So clicking on it, and what does it say here? Just like before, it said FB Messenger, but again, look at that. This is not from Facebook. It would say from Facebook.com or something, right? And this says emoticonsbuzz.trade. I mean, I don't even know what that is. And look, it confirmed new friend request. Click here to accept and read the message. Now, you don't ever want to click any of these links, any of them, even one that says change notifications or unsubscribe. Never do any of that. Your best bet is to click over here, like on Hotmail, it's block, and block any emails from this, because it is all fake. Tip number 5, do not open unsolicited attachments. This is very, very important. Attachments are very tricky things when it comes to email. If you're expecting something from someone, then yes, it's okay. You can go ahead and click open the attachment and have a laugh at the funny photos they send. For example, for myself and my business, I often send links for people to download video projects I've done for them or to view work that I've done. But I let them know, because we're doing business together, that they can expect it. If you receive an unsolicited email, never open the attachments, even if the file looks innocent, because file names can be spoofed. It can look like a JPEG, but it's really an executable file. An executable file means it's going to install something on your website. Sometimes it'll say .exe at the end for the file type. But that will, when you click on it, it will run a program and install it as soon as you click on the link, and then you're going to have a virus on your computer. Tip number 6 is to scan for viruses and malware. If you open an email and it seems suspicious in any way, go ahead and run malware and the virus scanner if you have the software on your computer. Not every spam email will infect you with a virus. It may seem like overkill to run malware every time you receive a phishing email, but it's better safe than sorry. The one time that you decide not to run the virus scan on your computer and let it go could be the time the computer loads something like a keylogger. And a keylogger is a program that records your keystrokes and gives scammers all your personal information. It records all the keys you type in. So for example, if your username on say eBay or something you're born on, or Amazon, is your website, and then they see that, and then the very next thing you click is assuming is your password so you can log in, then because it recorded all the keystrokes, this software, and it sends it to the scammers, they've now got all your information and access to your accounts. Tip number 7 is to avoid public Wi-Fi. I realize it's convenient to use Wi-Fi in certain places like Starbucks. I mean, I like to go to Starbucks and check my email, or I'd fly for work all the time, so it becomes difficult not to check my email in the airport and stuff. But if you're going to use public Wi-Fi for any reason, use it to surf the web. Avoid checking your email or going on to any sort of purchasing site like eBay or PayPal or something like that, because public Wi-Fi can be very insecure. There are programs out there called network sniffers, and that run passively in the background on a hacker's device, on their phone or email or whatever, or tablet or whatever. The sniffer, as it's called, like a dog, sniffer, monitors all the wireless data flowing through a particular network, and that data can be analyzed for important information like your username and password, which is really bad. Here's a bonus tip. If you're uncertain about a particular email, take a really close look at it. Scammers tend to make mistakes in the email and spell things wrong or have poor grammar, things like that. Trust your gut. If it seems off, assume that it is, and either delete the email or check with the person who sent it to see if they did in fact send you that message. Here's an example from my own spam folder. Again, looking at my email account, another thing that scam artists do is a lot of these are from foreign countries, and they don't always speak English very well. And they make a lot of mistakes. So here's an interesting one. See, strength is spelled wrong. The key to strength, but strength is spelled wrong. That should tell you something, that this is not a legitimate company. Especially when you look at the full email address right here. This makes absolutely no sense at all. So never ever click any of these, even the click links to unsubscribe. Here's bonus tip number 2. Scammers are very clever. Often they'll hijack the email account of someone you know because that person has a virus. And the email might say it came from someone you know, but the actual email came from a spammer. So what you want to do is look at the name. The first part of the email says, for example, mine says Jim Costa, and then the @ symbol, and then check that second portion after the @ symbol. Because if it's some random letters or a company name that isn't quite right or isn't affiliated with that person, go ahead and check with the person who sent it to see if in fact they sent it or it looks wrong. Because a lot of times scammers they steal someone's account, the first name is correct, it comes from your family member or a friend or whoever it is, but the second part looks all screwy. It's not an actual message from them. Like for me, my email account, I have a Hotmail account, would say @Hotmail, but for someone else, it may have their work account or Gmail or whatever their account is. But a lot of the times, it's some random collection of letters or numbers that doesn't make any sense, and then you know it's a scam. If you found this video helpful, leave me a comment below, like the video, and subscribe to my channel, and share this video if you like. Also, I have over 4,000 videos on my channel, so feel free to check them out, or look for videos and information online by searching for Jim Costa Films on Facebook and Instagram, or on my website at jamesvcosta.com.